Thanks for joining our Executive Perspective series following the White House Executive Order and more. Today's session is called White House Executive Order on Improving the Nation's Cybersecurity, the First 30 Days and Anticipating What's Next. Our speakers for today are Grant Snyder, former U.S. Chief Information Security Officer from the White House, Ken Cartson, Senior VP of Public Sector Sales from McAfee, Thomas Gann, Chief Public Policy Officer for McAfee, and Jason White, Senior Security Architect for McAfee. At this time, I'd like to pass it off to them.
Thank you. Welcome and thank you to everyone who is joining us today. We very much appreciate your time and consideration. Now that we are approximately 30 days into responding to the actions outlined in the EO, we felt this was a good time to get some executive level perspectives from those who have served in CISO leadership positions in the government and McAfee's experience working with our customers on their EO response plans. We'll discuss the technical implications of the EO around EDR, sharing of cyber threat intelligence and zero trust. We'll have a lively discussion of where the EO stops short and has room for improvement. And finally, we'll share a perspective on what additional actions may be coming next from the administration, CISA, GSA, NIST, and others. The format will be a panel session that I will moderate, asking a series of prepared questions to our participants. With all that said, let's move right into the questions for our panel members. And Grant, we'll start with you. First question, given your previous background and experience as a former CISO, a two-part question for you. First, how did you react to the EO after reading it for the first time? And second, given the current state of the industry, recent hacks, ransomware cases, etc., does the EO go far enough in its attempt to create a wake-up call for both private and government entities?
Yeah, thanks, Ken. Great to be here with you today and looking forward to our conversation. So I guess after reading it the first time, I really needed to read it a second time. We knew that or anticipated, I guess, that the EO was going to be long and dense, and indeed this executive order is both long and dense. There's a lot in it. It's a little bit of a mapping exercise to figure out exactly, who's doing what to whom and what the deadlines and timelines are. And so it really did take a bit of a second read. But I think, as far as does this EO go far enough? I think this EO is a really good start. I think there's additional opportunity. I view this executive order as a bit of a reaction to SolarWinds, Microsoft Hafnium, and some of the other incidents that we've had recently. And so it's very focused on kind of reacting to those. Some areas that I would like to see additional follow on would be, in agencies' ability to really understand everything that is happening on their networks and their ability to detect and mitigate for incidents as quickly as possible. I mean, we definitely need to prevent whatever we can, but we also need to be prepared to assume that things are going to happen, whether it's a supply chain, a user, whatever it is, things are going to happen on our networks, and we need to be able to detect them very quickly and mitigate for them as rapidly as possible after that.